Kelly Ripa has enjoyed quite the career in mainstream television over the past 2.5 decades. Originally debuting as a standout actress on ABC's All My Children in 1990, the 55-year-old Ripa has remained something of a regular fixture on the live program since 2001. Working alongside everyone from Regis Philbin and Michael Strahan to Ryan Seacrest and her husband Mark Consuelos, Ripa has consistently delighted fans of the hit talk show for the past 25 years. As impressive as her time on the show has been, Ripa has admitted to occasionally thinking about leaving live a few times throughout her career. However, she credits her fellow TV legend Oprah Winfrey with convincing her otherwise, imparting just how important it is for shows like Ripa's remain on television. "Let me give Oprah credit," Ripa told Variety. "She left her show at the 25-year mark, and I said to her, should this be my signal? She's like, don't leave. Don't do it. Right now, you'll regret it." She said, "With you and Mark, the dynamic, the show is more important than ever. People really relate to it, and they need that in this world of a lot of darkness and an endless 24-hour, never-ending news cycle." As meaningful as Winfrey's advice was in terms of Ripa remaining on television, the live star admitted she needed to go in touch with the iconic TV host to inquire about when exactly the appropriate time to call it quits might be. "I need to actually ask her, you said not to leave at 25, but what year? What are we thinking? Give me an idea of how far beyond 25 I should go," Ripa said. "But I always say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We are really having a very good time." In 2001, Ripa stepped into a role that would change everything. She joined Live with Kelly and Mark, though at the time it was known as Live with Regis and Kelly, alongside the legendary Regis Philbin. Replacing Kathie Lee Gifford was no small task. The audience was loyal. The chemistry between Regis and Kathie Lee had defined an era. Ripa walked onto that stage knowing the comparisons would be inevitable. She later admitted she never thought she would last more than 3 years. 3. Instead, she lasted 25 and counting. Finding her footing. The early years weren't effortless. Ripa has openly shared that it took her nearly 8 years to stop feeling terrified sitting beside Regis. 8 years of learning when to jump into a joke. 8 years of discovering how to pivot from celebrity interviews to cooking segments to heartfelt human stories, all in a single broadcast. But once she found her rhythm, there was no stopping her. When Regis departed in 2011, many wondered if the show could survive. It did. Ripa remained. She co-hosted alongside Michael Strahan, bringing a new, sharper edge to the dynamic. Later came Ryan Seacrest, whose polished charm blended seamlessly with her quick wit. Each era felt different, but one constant remained. Kelly Ripa. Enter Mark Consuelos. In 2023, the show took on a new dimension when her husband, Mark Consuelos, became her permanent co-host. The on-screen chemistry wasn't manufactured. It was lived in. Decades of marriage, shared history, inside jokes, arguments, reconciliations, all of it simmered just beneath the surface, giving the show a fresh authenticity. Audiences didn't just watch interviews. They watched a marriage in motion. And in a media landscape saturated with negativity and breaking news alerts, that authenticity became something rare. Something comforting. The 25-year question. When Ripa celebrated her 25th anniversary on Live, she stood before the audience with visible emotion. "It really is the family and the group of people, many of whom you will never see, that make this show what it is," she said. Her gratitude wasn't rehearsed. It was lived. But privately, the milestone stirred reflection. 25 years is not just an anniversary. It's a crossroads. Coincidentally, or perhaps fatefully, another titan of daytime television had once marked the same milestone before making a life-changing decision. That titan was Oprah Winfrey. The Oprah conversation. Oprah had ended the Oprah Winfrey Show after 25 seasons, closing one of the most influential chapters in television history. Ripa couldn't ignore the parallel. So she did what many in the industry might hesitate to do. She asked, "Should this be my signal?" Ripa recalled asking Oprah. The response was immediate. "Don't leave. Don't do it. Right now, you'll regret it." Oprah's reasoning wasn't about ratings. It wasn't about contracts. It was about cultural need. "With you and Mark, the dynamic, the show is more important than ever," Oprah told her. People really relate to it, and they need that in this world of a lot of darkness and an endless 24-hour, never-ending news cycle. Those words stayed with Ripa. In a time where headlines often scream crisis, conflict, and catastrophe, Live offers something radically different. Joy, curiosity, Human connection. Why it still matters. Daytime television has changed dramatically since 2001. Streaming platforms dominate. Social media clips replace full episodes. Attention spans are shorter. And yet live continues. Why? Because it doesn't pretend to be urgent. It doesn't compete with breaking news. It invites viewers into conversation. Ripa has always approached interviews not as a journalist trying to extract headlines, but as a viewer at home asking the questions she would genuinely want answered. I assume the role of the person at home that is excited, she once explained. Whether it's a Hollywood superstar or a first-time author, she leans in with the same curiosity. That consistency has built trust. And trust builds longevity. The retirement riddle. Even with Oprah's encouragement, Ripa hasn't ruled out retirement entirely. I don't intend to work for the rest of my life, she has said candidly. There's honesty in that admission. After decades of 4 a.m. alarms, makeup chairs, rehearsals, and live broadcasts, the idea of slower mornings must be tempting. She jokes that she needs to call Oprah again. You said not to leave at 25, but what year? What are we thinking? It's a question wrapped in humor, but rooted in reality. Because leaving isn't just about stepping away from a job. It's about stepping away from identity. The show is bigger than the host. One of Ripa's most striking reflections is her belief that the show itself is bigger than any two hosts. Before her, there was Regis and Kathy Lee. Before that, Regis and others. The format endured. The brand evolved. Ripa doesn't see Live as her property. She sees it as a franchise, a living, breathing entity that should outlast her. The show is far more important than any two hosts, she has said. It's a perspective that reveals both humility and foresight. Because longevity in television often requires knowing when you are the steward, not the owner, of something. The secret to staying. So what keeps her there? Isn't just contracts. It isn't just ratings. It's joy. But I always say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, she explained. We are really having a very good time. Fun matters. Chemistry matters. Viewers can sense when hosts are coasting. Ripa isn't. She still plans interviews meticulously. She still worries about what to wear when Madonna visits. She still laughs like it's her first week on air. That enthusiasm is not manufactured. It's maintained. A legacy in motion. At 55, Ripa stands in a unique position. She is both veteran and contemporary. She remembers analog television, but thrives in viral clip culture. She honors tradition, but adapts to change. Her career arc is a study in evolution. From soap actress to morning co-host. From sidekick to anchor. From uncertainty to authority. And now, from potential retiree to renewed commitment. The morning after 25. The morning after her 25-year celebration, nothing looked dramatically different. The lights turned on. The theme music played. She and Mark walked out smiling. But beneath the routine was a quiet decision. Stay. Not forever. Not blindly. But intentionally. Because right now, in a world overloaded with information and urgency, the simple act of sitting down with someone and talking still holds power. Oprah saw it. Kelly felt it. And millions of viewers continue to tune in for it. What comes next? Will Ripa host for 30 years? 35? Only time will tell. But for now, she's choosing presence over prediction. Choosing joy over speculation. Choosing connection over countdowns. And perhaps that's the real lesson in Oprah's advice. Don't leave just because a number suggests you should. Leave when the joy fades. For Kelly Ripa, that moment hasn't arrived. And until it does, mornings will continue the same way they have for a quarter century. With laughter. With curiosity. With Kelly.